Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom, and welcome to another exciting episode of Frail Conversations. And today, as I said, as I said on last week's episode, or sometime last week, I said I'm gonna be talking about the standard of power. Like we hear often, there's always like I'm just in a space now where I'm looking at, I've been big on that phrase that I said in Frail too. Respect is to men what love is to women. That's been like heavy in my mind. It's been heavy on me like a lot. And it kind of tied into a different perspective because sorry, excuse me. But like from that perspective, I'm looking at it from I often hear people coming from a perspective of, the standards of beauty, and it's largely tied to like just seeing a representation. The whole fucking movie with the fucking I ain't even watched the movie, but the Woman King or the Kingdom Woman or some shit like that. That shit from the reviews I heard about that shit was weird. But you know, um, looking at the full dynamic of it, it's like everybody's like, that movie was everything. It's a whole bunch of goofy shit. But this episode, we're gonna go down the route of the standard of power. And we often, I hear everybody, oh, the European standard of beauty and this, that, and the third. And, that's aesthetic shit. That's different. It does fucks with people's self-esteem. Don't get me wrong, it is what it is. Like you gotta accept the rejection. And this is another point of, we gotta accept the rejection, but it's kind of hard to accept the rejection when they codify the standard of power. So when I look at the black man, when I look at what it is that we're going through, when I look at like it's a lot of the things that get us respect and power kind of go hand in hand. You feel what I'm saying? There's no separation between the two. Respect has the same capacity as power. Power has the same capacity as respect. So when we're realizing that, quote unquote, the not so supremacist structure is literally codified off of the power dynamic that sets the tone for the standard of power. Where does that leave the black man? You feel me? And it's gotten to a point where it's like the heterosexual black man is like shit weird. Shit weird. And I see so many different things, you know, saying like it's just so many things on the attack. It's just so many things on the attack. It's almost like you can't even say anything. And it's like when you look at what gets you to respect as a black man, what is it? It's anything that has the capacity or the dynamic to keep his culture from thriving, but at the same time to align with the culture. excuse me. Excuse me. Align with a culture that is very destructive and toxic to himself. Right. So when we look at the power structure, I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole. We're gonna be talking about civil rights movement, different things like that. Because a lot of those things were about being able to align or try to align with the standard of power. And to align with the standard of power when the standard of power is not is against you, that kind of makes you align. That's like when people say we have self-hatred, what is it like? They often tie it to your features. You feel me? They be like, oh, self-hatred, you hate your skin, you hate your nose, you hate your lips, you hate your eyes, you hate your physical self. And sometimes it's deeper than that. It's not deeper than that. It's a tangent to it where you have the the power struggle. You feel me? The standard of power is not yours. So when you align with the standard of power and that standard, that power structure, that power dynamic is designed to kill you, what does that mean for you? There's no way that you can come out of that. The standard of beauty can change at will, but that standard of power has a different hold. And before I dive heavy into that, be sure to follow me on Instagram _just_scene_. Be sure to check out my website at iamjustscene.com to get all things that are just seen. To all those who tip, donate, and sponsor the podcast, you are greatly appreciated. To all those who would like to tip, donate, and sponsor the podcast, you can do so by clicking the link in the description of your podcast. Not this episode, but the podcast itself. And as always, Cash App and PayPal are just fine. You know the vibes. So that's that for this, and that's this for that. So we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to dive into So Frail Conversations, the standard of power. Is it? Yeah. So Frail Conversation, the standard of power. My bad. And don't forget to visit iamjustscene.com. There, you can get all things Just Seen. You want to add the So Frail series to your library? Visit iamjustscene.com. You want to learn how to master the markets for serious trading and investing? Visit iamjustscene.com. You want to get your hands on some exclusive merch like tees, hoodies, coffee mugs, hats, bags? Visit iamjustscene.com. Are you thinking about transitioning into the plant-based lifestyle? Visit iamjustscene.com. You ever want to just chat with Scene about anything from simple advice to mentorship? Visit iamjustscene.com. Anything and everything that is me, you can find at iamjustscene.com. So take a quick peek into my world to see why being just seen is nothing less but always more. Because you never really know what you need until you see it, and you will never see it unless you visit iamjustscene.com. All right, welcome back. And without further ado, like I said, let's just dive straight into this motherfucker. So when we consider the standard of power, right? The standard of power is, so first off, let me explain this, right? The black man's emasculated. And I think a lot of people, because they don't really understand emasculation, the way emasculation is supposed to be understood, they think, no, it's not made. It's not an agenda to make black men act like women. It's not an agenda to make black men soft and feminine and gay and all that shit. No. I'm not on that type time, because y'all know we're way beyond that in our conversations here. But emasculation is when you take away a man's ability to analyze and deconstruct his world. You take his natural power. Not only do you take his natural power, you make him align with the power that is unnatural to him in order to make himself powerful. I'm going to say that again. You make a man align with the power that is unnatural to him to grant him a piece of power. Now, we're talking about how I had this conversation, and I don't give a fuck. We got to go both ways, and we got to see the full dynamic of it. It's like, oh, black men are the oppressors of the community, the white men of the community, and black women are the white women of the community. But in that dynamic, it is a power struggle that we have, because we have to, in order for us to feel like men, we have to align with the power structure that everybody deems as manly. Like, there's so many motherfuckers that talk about manliness and they try to equate it with masculinity. Manliness is what the Caucasian had to establish themselves as masculine. So now we have to use two dynamics. And this is why I broke it down this way from So Frail 2 and on. It's like their power structure is about toxic femininity. It's not masculinity. So manliness is an extension of toxic femininity. So when we have to adopt that, it fucks us up completely. And our women are on a space where, because they have assimilated into that power structure too, we all have, we think that's the standard. That's why it's almost disrespectful, but it's weird how when we trying to codify ourselves as quote unquote alphas or whatever, we always equate ourselves to animals. But then yet we still despise that we do animalistic shit. It's weird. It's fucking weird. Like, you feel me? Our women will set a standard that they want us to be like alpha lions, but don't want us to do alpha lion shit. Still remember you're a human, but you guys are hunters. You guys are predators. You guys are this. Like, yeah, you can't play that role, because that's the power structure that we in. That fucks with the psychosis of a man. Black men, I don't care. I don't know about the other men. I just know about me because I'm black. You feel me? We have a natural design for a different level of power. You feel me? We have a different level of power and presentation of that power. And that power, even in its rawest form, even in its most subtle form, let me say it like that, is frightening to motherfuckers. So much so that motherfuckers can see a little 12-year-old in the park and fear for their lives and kill them. Rest in peace, Tamir Rice. You feel me? We have a natural power that is different to us, and it's going to cap us off when we have to assimilate into the power dynamic that is designed to destroy us. I just seen a video, pissed me off. It wasn't the fact that there was a white cop doing something to a black man. Like, that's so normal. It's not. It's the fact that there was a black man there telling him, "Be compliant, don't resist," instead of defending this little black boy. Like this, he was a teenager in high school. The white cop is grabbing him by his hair. When people talk about the standards of fucking beauty, the little bullshit that's aesthetic. The standard of beauty is the thin nose, the thin sick cut. Like, fuck all that shit. Y'all have already coded. Y'all can codify the standard of beauty at will when you want to. Standard of beauty can easily be altered with a snap of the finger. So much so that all you motherfuckers is getting BBLs and shit right now. That ain't got shit to do with us. That got shit to do with y'all getting the BBLs based on the fact that you're still copying. You're making a choice to copy the motherfuckers that are copying you. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you why it's different. For the women listening to this, I'm gonna tell you why it's a little bit different between the standard of power, standard of beauty versus the standard of power. You can easily say no to that because the standard of beauty does not take away from your livelihood. The standard of power is designed to destroy us. So if you all take on a standard of beauty, the worst case scenario, you'll not like it's what we have now. But it doesn't take away your livelihood. When we have to assimilate to the standard of power, it kills us. It forces us to kill ourselves, in a sense, because we have to align with the standard of power that is purposely and wholeheartedly, no matter what age we are, designed to kill us. So much so that when you see scenarios where the little kid, like that black man didn't even have the wherewithal to say, stop the cop from abusing this kid. It's no, stop the kid from resisting. This is a kid against a 250-pound police officer who's trained, he has guns, he has all of this. Kid just has a backpack on. And this cop is pulling him by his dress, throwing him down bleachers, and the black man did nothing. And we're in a space now. This is gonna be a heavy episode because I get tired of y'all talking. Like I bite my tongue a lot because I don't want to be caught up in and lumped up in the conversation of, oh, here we go, black men and black women. Like, nah, this conversation really has to be in a certain way because as much as everybody is talking shit and coming down on a heterosexual black man, y'all want us to still be the motherfucker who's doing all the protecting and providing. That's not what they talking about, though. That's not what everybody wants to talk about. They want to call us toxic when everybody puts the standard of power and the burden of the world on us. It's not on the homosexual man to protect you. He gets to hide behind you while we have to still protect. And we got to go through all of that bullshit because of the standard of power that's designed to kill us. The standard of power is what creates the homosexual man in the first fucking place. The standard of power is what creates the metrosexual effeminate man in the first place. The standard of power is what created the whole illusion that masculinity is toxic in the first fucking place. Shit's different. Shit's different. It's very different because it's like this standard of power is a power structure that in order for us to play with it, we have to be powerless. You feel me? And I hear women all the time talking about, oh, the European standard, y'all this, that. Like, y'all worried about a look. We're caught in a power structure that we can't change. Y'all have already changed the beauty structure. They literally go into the knife to look like y'all motherfuckers and y'all out here re-enhancing yourselves to look like you, and it's fucking you up. Weirdos. Feel me? I love y'all to life, but I gotta call y'all weirdos for that because it's like this whole like BBLs, all this goofy shit is stupid because y'all trying to follow a standard of beauty that is now trying to emulate you. But that's fine though, because the standard of power doesn't try to emulate us; it tries to kill us. It doesn't try to. It does. It does. So much so that it starts. I feel personally like I don't feel like it starts. I feel like it's heaviest in academia. Like everything that they condone for us, I'm against. And I'm against it solely from because I experienced everything that they have condoned for us, and I experienced how it made me feel. The powerlessness it gave me. You feel me? I've never met a powerful religious man. Sounds good. You feel me? Let me rephrase that. I've never met a powerful religious black man. I've never met a powerful religious educated man. I didn't say knowledgeable. I mean educated, indoctrinated into their systems. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I get it when you talk about the people like, Malcolm X and all of these things. Like Malcolm X was Muslim, Dr. King was Christian, everything like that. There's a different realities with that. Martin Luther King, you already know how I feel about that. Malcolm X was a little bit different because Malcolm X opened his eyes and he started to step away from the nation. The more powerful he became, the more he distanced himself from you know what I'm saying? It was different. It was different. There's certain ways in which they allow the power. And a lot of black people think the Muslims, people that practice Islam, they're stronger than the Christians or whatever the case may be. Nah, I wouldn't necessarily say they're stronger than the Christians or whatever the case may be. They're not as passive as the Christians, but how much power do they have if they still have to get the permission from a Caucasian to practice their own organized religion? Like all of these motherfuckers, you need a 501c3 in order to function. The church needs a 501c3, and a 501c3 in the bylaws of it says you cannot do anything that impedes on the government's status or the government's alignment with the people. What the government is designed to do. We know this government is designed to fuck us up because it's a power structure that's designed to kill black men. They took us out of the homes. You feel me? Made our women say they don't need us anymore. They done a lot of shit, and women are in it. We have to. Let's take a look at this, right? As black men, because I'm talking about the heterosexual straight ones. You feel me? Y'all know what kind of battle we got to fight. You feel me? It sounds good on paper. It sounds good on social media of, how much shit we got to earn. You feel me? The power structure, this is how I said it ties to respect. You know that phrase, respect is given, it's not earned. Respect is earned, it's not given, blah, 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 blah. How do you earn respect in a power structure that's designed to disrespect you? I'm going to have a dramatic pause for that. Because you're going to be conditionally respected. You're going to be respected to the capacity that you meet the imagery or whatever it is that another motherfucker wants you to meet. Even our women don't. Even our women don't respect us. You feel me? Nobody respects it because you have to earn something. When the power structure is designed to automatically have a negative perception of you, what do you do to gain respect? What gets respect for us as black men? Destructive shit. Destructive shit in entertainment. You dig what I'm saying? Destructive shit in entertainment. And those are the realities that we largely can't play with. You feel me? Now we in a space now where it's like we've been completely transitioned into something that is like, in order for us to have any ounce of power or feel any ounce of power, we have to be closely aligned to something that's Caucasian. And they be thinking that, the higher up black men don't want, I remember I had a conversation with a woman before, She was like, you know what? And this was when I worked in the call center. I was about to leave and shit. And she was like, yo, we ain't never get to hang out. We ain't never. Well, I ain't think you like black women. What the fuck kind of shit is that? I get why she was saying it. Cause at the time I'm in, academia, climbing up and shit. And that shit, it whitewashes you, yo. It makes you lose your fucking self. You feel me? It makes you lose your fucking self. When I say shit like I've never met uh, a masculine man, like masculine man by the standard in which I've defined it, you know, spiritual, mental, and physical embodiment, the essence of analysis and deconstruction. Who I've never met one who was found in religion who could be found in academia at higher levels. It's almost a direct correlation because it's like when the women look at that man, it's like, yo, he's not. We don't get that luxury of, he doesn't have that it factor. You feel me? The power dynamic doesn't belong to them. You feel me? And that standard of power fucks us up because it makes us, you feel me? When women are like, yo, by the European standard of beauty, like, yo, you gotta look European. You feel me? To be considered quote unquote beautiful, you gotta have your straight hair. You gotta that shit's embedded in y'all. What do you think it means to act like a European man? The power structure is like, oh, I gotta walk like this. I gotta talk like this. I can't have this. I know so many brothers and shit. It happened to me. You stop talking the way that you stop using, we got a code switch. We start using that. We start looking down on the very brothers that come from the exact same motherfucking place we came from. Because now I have the little bit of power that was once exerted on me. I don't have to worry about this. That like I lived in Philly. I was living in Philly at the time that Starbucks bullshit happened, where the dudes was in Starbucks and they wasn't buying nothing. They called the police on them and shit. Literally one of the dudes that I knew him, like, cause we was in like a MLM to start off with and shit. He stayed in whatever, and I did before. He was like, yeah, see, that's why whenever I go to Starbucks, I have on my tie and my suit and tie, and I'm look like I'm handling business. The fuck they got to do with anything, bro? That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it. But that shows that we have tried. We keep trying to align with the power structure. You still nigga, bro. You still nigga. And this is one of the biggest realities that I deal with. And this is not like a rant, like I'm mad or pissed off about the structure. But I'm pissed off at the fact that it's like motherfuckers keep trying to make us conform to it. Like, yo, I don't want to be accepted by them. Their power structure is weak to me. I have learned and I reached a point like of accepting rejection. And what frustrates me is that I watch my brothers around me and they feel like that's what they have to do to get there. You can't lose yourself. You can't lose yourself. You feel what I'm saying? But where does that standard come from? Because like when you honoring a standard of power and you got the people that fuck with you heavy, or you think fuck with you heavy, they can't fuck with you if you don't align with that fucking power structure. It's like, yo, you suddenly don't have the it factor anymore. You feel me? And I'm basing this off of, my experiences of while I was I was that motherfucking nigga when I was in academia and shit. I'm still that nigga now. Don't get it twisted. But what I'm saying is in that regard, it's like, oh, you have aligned so well with that. And it's so crazy because they're like, yo, you beat the game. You don't beat the game when you're still playing it, motherfucker. That's what you navigated, you maneuvered through the game. You don't beat the game when you're still playing it. The game's still on. Hello. Turn the game off. When you beat the game, you turn the game off because you don't have to play it anymore. But when you can't turn the game off because you have to keep playing it, you didn't beat it. That's why it's like when people say, oh, I wanted to infiltrate. And, now granted, I'm big on it. You feel me? Shout out to the big homie Derek Grace and shit. Me and my bro Pat, we talk about this a lot. Infiltrate, educate, and vacate. Right? Most people get stuck at the infiltrate because they don't get educated. I ain't even gonna say they don't get educated. They do get educated, which what keeps them from vacating. When you go into a system that is designed to destroy you, you have to learn it. You don't educate yourself with it. You learn it. You dig what I'm saying? When I tell people I learned myself so well, a part of me learning myself was understanding why my enemy hated me, why my enemy felt the need to exert the power over me. A lot of people think their enemy is an imaginary devil. Nobody puts the real context to the power structure that we're dealing with that is our enemy. Go to a religious church, I'm like, oh, the enemy's busy. He got this. Who's the fucking enemy? The devil. Who's the fucking devil? You're making an imaginary force rather than saying this is the white supremacist structure that I am born into that is causing detriment in my life. Because when you actually, because the first step of us as power, like, is no different than when women they finally accept their beauty. When they finally accept their own beauty and stop fucking with the standard, that's when they reclaim that. For us as men, for us to reclaim our power back, we have to accept the rejection that that power structure does to us. So I can't, you got to think about it. You cannot accept the power. You cannot assimilate into the power structure designed to kill you. Martin Luther King realized that and shit and knew it when he said, I feel like I'm integrating my people into a burning house. The nigga wanted their power so bad that he realized that his power, their power kills us. No matter how much we assimilate to it, no matter how closer we come to their power structure, it kills us. Literally, it's designed to kill us. Look at our system now. Because you now get into a space where because of their power structure, you follow everything they say. You follow everything they do. You speak a certain way and you play the backfield. You don't have no power in a structure. You have permission. Damn. You don't have power in a structure that you didn't create the power in. You can only have permission. You can only have permission. And that's what fucks us up because only one thing gets permission. Only one thing needs permission or asks permission. That's a motherfucking child. And we wonder why black men, I ain't gonna say all, some of them, the old heads that I talk to and shit, like, you wonder why black men have a problem with being called boy. I don't even like when girls play with me like that. When women, I ain't gonna say girls, because I'm talking, see, I don't even like when women play with me like that. I'm like, boy, you crazy. I hate that shit. But it's like, you don't know me like that. So I can't really, charge you to it because you don't know the depths of it. We never sat and had that conversation. Don't call me no fucking boy. I'm a grown ass motherfucking man. Don't call me no fucking boy. But that is how the power structure is designed. Nobody sees that shit. You can comfortably call a black man a boy and it's all cool. But yet you calling a white man sir? Think about it. Motherfuckers be on some, oh no, it's just a sign of respect. No, it ain't respect. How, well, why do you show them more respect than you show? You see what I'm saying? The power structure. You can't, when you don't create the power structure, you got to assimilate to it. You just get permission. You think permission is powerful, but it's not. As long as I can, you think about the shit that we say. Does this not sound permission based? As long as I can do this, I stay out the way. I do this. Like, yeah, that's permission, bro. That's permission. I heard this phrase that said, children ask for permission, adults ask for forgiveness, and gods ask for neither. It's real shit. How the fuck am I in the creating the image and likeness of a deity, whatever your deity is, God, Allah, Jehovah? Y'all know how I run it down. How are you creating the image of that, but you need permission from men to have power? Think about it. I really sit and think about it. Like, motherfuckers be thinking like, yo, I'm against religion because I had no, nigga, when you actually realize what the fuck a religion does to you and the motherfucker that gave it to you does to you, when you start to push it into perspective, you start to certain shit that you are naturally doing in this world don't make sense to you. It can't make fucking sense. You feel me? Like, really, really, really think about that. You're creating the image and likeness of a deity and you fall into a power structure that you need permission to function in. And what's giving you this very permission also gave you this very religion. How does that make sense? How does that compute? You feel what I'm saying? It don't compute and it don't make sense, but it's a heavy reality and it's a heavy burden that we are carrying on ourselves as black fucking men. Whole time we striving to get power and we're only gaining permission. Fucking permission. These jobs that they put us in, these good degrees and shit, what does that come with? It comes with a complete whitewashing of yourself to where you get the permission that makes you think it's power, because that permission makes you have power over what you deem is a lesser vessel, which is black men that are not on your level. You create yourself to have this hierarchy. Their whole power structure is about hierarchies. It is the ecosystem and not an ecosystem. We as black people, we as black men have never, prior to the enslavements and all of the other bullshit that we have gone through, we have never been in a position where we operated from the ego. We operated from the ego. We loved, we valued life and respected everything that had life to it. You feel me? The nature of the beast is tied to the realities that you see. Like, whose religion could it really be if the religion is based off a hierarchy too? And that's how they function in their natural society. You dig what I mean? The hierarchy says that, man has dominion over animals. Makes no sense. But then when you look at now, they say, well, history repeat. Look at what we have today now. Who the one is making animals go extinct? The ones who believe they have dominion, and they're exerting this dominion over these very animals. We're assimilating into that power structure. We naturally, some of us have been driving and will see a squirrel shoot across the road. And in our hearts, we know not to kill it. In that brief moment, you'll cringe if you about to run it over. Because you know exactly what I'm talking about, because you probably done it before. But then to see a motherfucker with pride take power and take pride in shooting an animal. You didn't wrestle the motherfucker. It ain't like you went over there and you beat it up with your bare hands for you to take a picture. No, you shoot it. You have to put it down from a distance. Think about that shit. You have to exert your power from a distance because you can't do it up close. That's the power structure. That's the standard of power, y'all. Cowardice. And when we look at black women are on some, you feel me? I need a black man who's going to protect me. How? When I have assimilated into a cowardice structure, because this is the only way I could survive, quote unquote. You feel me? Motherfuckers look at me and ask, yo, why did you learn day trading? Why? Because I cannot be a part of this and be a black man. I get what they do. I get what they talking about. But to be the black man that I'm supposed to be, I can't fuck with that, because their power structure is designed to kill me. Whether physically, mentally, or spiritually, it is designed to kill me. And I can't be a part of it. I have to understand how their power structure works, understand how they're using their power structure against me. Like I was saying, one of the easiest, like, people think knowing yourself is, studying all the history, studying chemistry, studying all of these different things and knowing your history. Like, that's cool. That's cool. The fastest way, if you want to know the fastest fucking way to know yourself, know why your enemy hates you. All the information gonna come to you the moment you intentionally put into your mind, why does my enemy hate me? Don't just ask the question as a rhetorical question. Because I see motherfuckers that, what did we do to make the whole world hate us? No, what did we do to make the whole world hate us? Not a rhetorical question. Go find the fucking answer. Because you'll see who you are for real, for real. You start to learn who you are. You start to learn the power of your mind, the power of your soul. Everything is like, why do you guys fuck with us and why do y'all hate us? Because of the power structure. Everybody else fell in line with the power structure. So in falling in line with the power structure, who do you hate? Come on, y'all. There's a racial slur for black people in every culture and every language. Y'all worried about a standard of power. Y'all, women are worried about a standard of beauty when we got to face a standard of power. We got to face a standard of power. And what is that power? And it's tying into respect. They're like, we're only going to allow the people in this space who are no threats, who cannot disrupt the power structure, and who cannot continue their own power structure. Oh, you're going to be indoctrinated. You feel me? One way or another. We're going to, we're going to either put you in prison. We're going to put you in prison. We're going to put you in college. We're going to put you in church. Indoctrination and institutionalization is all the same shit. You either going to end up in prison, you either going to end up in the church, or you're going to end up in school or in college. Because these are the safeguards to make sure that our power structure stays intact. It's one of those. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, I ask people all the time, like, how can that be how can you and your enemy serve the same God? Like that's a real question. That's a legit question. What kind of power structure do you have to where you can make your enemy serve your God? What kind of power do you have to lack to where you serve the God of your enemy willingly? And then have the nerve to say, you feel me? We not serving the same God. You serving the God they gave you because that's the only one you know. But then when we look at the black men who are like, how can you not be that way? Like when motherfuckers ask me, like, when they say shit like, I had this conversation about, why men won't protect. I'm like, yo, cause they scared of other black men. That's not an excuse. It is a fucking excuse because the power structure is designed by men afraid of black men. We have to assimilate into the power structure. What do you think that's going to make you do? You feel me? You're going to be afraid of the very black men that the very power structure is afraid of. So when the power structure is so ingrained that a motherfucker can look at you and say, you're one of the good ones. What, one of the good niggas? What are you saying? What are you saying? Like, I never forget that line when I was watching Snowfall. When Andre was talking to his partner. He's like, man, I don't know how you live in that jungle with them animals. What, nigga? Like, you let him, like, he just let him say it. It's like, wow. Assimilation. You align with a power structure that demoralizes you. You align with a power structure that strips your power. You align with the power structure that emasculates you. Your ability to analyze and deconstruct the world as your own? Nah, you analyze and deconstruct the motherfucking world as your enemy. As the motherfucker who's oppressing you, as the motherfuckers who's hating you. So now you have bigger smoke and more smoke and greater smoke for what looks just like you, and you timid as fuck for what doesn't, because you already recognize the power structure. But you just want to get along. You just want niggas to stop hating you. You just want motherfuckers, oh, please just love us. Accept their fucking rejection. Then you can deal with your own power structure. Some call it sovereignty, call it whatever you want to, but at the end of the day, when you are aligning yourself with the power structure that is designed to kill you, that is designed to be, you can do no more than have permission to function in this world. Oh, I got a good job. I'm making this. How many hours do you work? You putting in 10, 12 hours a day, my nigga. Ain't no power in that. I don't give a fuck what your degree say. Ain't no power in that shit. The powerful motherfucker works 4 hours a day and makes you do the rest of the fucking work. And you're glad to do it. You're gung-ho to do it. You're happy to do it. I got me a good job. This ain't got nothing to do with jobs. I'm not talking shit. I'm not shitting on jobs. I'm not, because everything is a medium. Everything is something to get. But when you stop there, that shows you where your power is. And it dawned on me like real heavy, like I said, when I was talking to my pop, like hearing him always say, the white man won't let me, like, you need permission. You realize that you acknowledging their power structure provides you with permission they don't give you. How do I earn permission? And it ain't no different than, you know what I'm saying? I look at it from the other perspective of people saying, well, they may not say the words, white man won't let me have anything, but they tell you, the white man will give me something if I just do this. If I just be like this, if I behave this way, if I get this degree. You don't, come on, man. They know how to program a motherfucker. They know how to program a motherfucker, and they know how to do it well. So what kind of programming have we come into? This shit's different. Because I'm watching how everybody's complaining. Everybody's, you know, we got to worry about the European standard of beauty. There's certain things that we got to stop worrying about as men because they ain't got shit to do with us anymore. Standards of beauty ain't got shit to do with us. If you know you love black women, you know you love it. Okay, cool. That's not our fight. The perception of love, that's not our fight. We need to be focusing on the standard of power and respect. The standard of power and respect, because that's our analog to that. You feel me? But we're taking on the shit that women need to be taking on and dealing with. Standard of beauty is not something that it's not a worrying about beauty is not a man. The aesthetics appeal of it's not something that men worry about. It's not something that men are supposed to worry about. You feel what I'm saying? That's not something that men are supposed to worry about, but that's what they got us worrying about. Oh, the European standard of beauty. So the black man has to get the close cut, the Caesar and shit and all of this shit so he can look like we worried about the standard of beauty too, but we're not supposed to be worried about the standard of beauty. That's why we losing this fucking war. Because we're not looking at the standard of power. The standard of power is why you feel the standard of beauty is more important. Niggas out here, oh, I ain't trying to look like a Caucasian. I ain't trying to do this to get like, no, nigga. That's the wrong standard to focus on. As black men, we had to focus on the standard of power. That's what's fucking us up. Because now when we look at it, I'm gonna break it all the way down. The standard of beauty fucks up the femininity of a woman. Women keep saying this, oh, I want the right man to allow me to be in my right feminine space. Until you get your shit together as far as the standard of beauty, you ain't gonna never be in your feminine space. Because that's what's fucking it up. It ain't the men, it's the feminine. It's the standard of beauty of the Caucasian that you are trying to assimilate to that's fucking your beauty up. And when your beauty is fucked up, that means your ability to see the world creatively, synthesize, and construct is fucked up. That's why your femininity is off. It ain't got shit to do with a man. It ain't got shit to do with us. Because even when y'all do get with us, y'all still doing what? Talking to other women who have assimilated into that motherfucking culture. So ain't no different than us. We are fucked up off the standard of power, though. Which fucks with what? Our masculinity. To be emasculated is to lose the capacity to analyze and deconstruct the world. There's nothing more powerless than that. When I cannot analyze and deconstruct my world, that means I cannot protect and provide for myself. I need permission to do so. Now, the crazy part about the permission that I have to do so, it comes with conditions. I give you permission, but now you can only do a certain thing. You can only move a certain way. You can only speak a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, your livelihood is contingent upon how well you behave. Hey, bro, for real though, at some point we gotta stop talking to women about masculinity and start talking to each other about it. And I mean really talk to each other. Not as enablers and co-signers, but as men trying to reach the pinnacle of our essence. And that's what the So Frail series does. So Frail 1 is the definition. So Frail 2 is the acknowledgement. And So Frail 3 is the resolution. If you rock with the So Frail conversations, I can guarantee you will rock with the So Frail series of books. So visit IamJustSaying.com right now so you can add the series to your library. I promise you will never look at masculinity the same again, and you're going to stop wasting your time arguing with women about it. This is a conversation that men need to have between men, and it's time we start having this conversation now. So let's run this gamut down. Look at the three buffers right now that we have regarding our masculinity as men. We got the power to align and assimilate with the power structure, the standard of power. We have to be granted permission. Once we're granted permission, we have to behave a certain way. Sit with that. Think about where you stand right now. Think about where you stand right now, how much you have to behave, what permissions you given, and what power you think you have. Oh, I got money. I can do this. You ain't got no fucking power though. You ain't got no real power. You have permission. That's the crazy part about it. We be thinking as black men, a lot of times we have power when we really got permission. You feel me? Who the fuck can stop? Who the fuck can take away your shit from you right now? Who? Because whoever can take away your shit from, that's who's granting you permission. Who's granting you permission, that's who you behaving for. I know this one deep. This one deep. This one hitting. Cause I'm not talking to my little homies. You feel me? I'm not talking to my peers. I'm talking to all of us. Nigga, this the man to man conversation. This the man to man conversation. It's the one that's real. We behaving. We behave well. We behave a certain way. We behave according to the permission, and we use the permission to make us feel like we're aligning with power. We ain't got it though, because it needs to be taken away from you. You feel me? This is why you have to earn respect. This is why they created the dynamic of earning respect. Respect is the men with love is the women. I mean, that shit should be defaulted to us. So where do we go to get respect? When we trying to find respect and shit, we got to do some drastic shit. Nowadays, they completely fucked it up because look at the dynamic in which boys feel they're going to be respected. I grew up in a weird era. So I experienced one half of being a drug dealer, whatever the case may be, being a gangster and shit. Now that I'm older, I'm seeing the transition. You got to they infuse the homosexual into that. Look at those three things that garner respect. The illusion of respect. It's not that it garners respect. It aligns with the power structure that's there. We need to keep you niggas off the streets. We need to keep you niggas from procreating. We need to keep you niggas from doing anything positive. We need to keep you niggas from having power. Here's the power we will allow you to have. Here's the permission. We'll even give you can be a drug dealer. We even give you your run of a good 3 years. You can get your 3 years in before we lock in. We've been watching you for a long time, nigga. We know you selling drugs. We know what you doing. We just gonna let you have that and make you think you getting something off. So then we can take you out of the game. You feel me? It's wild. It's wild. It's wild as fuck. Because you ain't no threat no more. You go to jail, you're a felon. I don't have to worry about you coming for my power anymore. We don't hire felons. You feel me? And coming for my power, you can take my woman. Women only fuck with men with power. Not money. Money may be a derivative of it, but women only fuck with men with power. It's the whole conversation. Oh, I need the alpha. I needed this. No. Women only fuck with a man with power. That's it. That's it. As black men, we don't have any power. The only power that we can have is the power that we're permitted to have. And now, when you hear, I hear conversations all the time like, oh, well, black women are more submissive to their husbands at work. Nigga, you too. Nigga, you too. I wish you would try. Just try it one time. Don't really try it because y'all niggas, I ain't gonna say niggas. Y'all motherfuckers ain't built a certain way to be able to weather certain storms. So don't try this shit. I'm speaking rhetorically and hypothetically, but more importantly, rhetorically. You feel me? Go to your boss and say, yo, I'm not coming tomorrow. Just tell them I'm not coming tomorrow. You ain't got no power. Because you need that day. You need that full hours. You need that full shifts time to get your paper. You know what I'm saying? You need that day. You got a livelihood. You can't do that shit. You can't tell that motherfucker to shut up. You can't tell that motherfucker to calm that shit. Some of us can. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Some of us can. Like I had a few motherfuckers ask me shit like, "Yo, how do you talk to such?" Like when I worked in valet, I was an account manager, and there was this dude named Scott Nasser. He was the manager, the general, like the top manager of the Lowe's Hotel when I worked in Philly, and I was an assistant account manager at the time. And I was under an account man. He would always call him Mr. Nasser. I said, he call you by your first name, nigga. So when I first like met him and shit, he was like, yo, they was giving me the tour and shit, introducing me to all the people and shit. You feel me? Shaking his hand and shit. He's like, you already seen. I was like, nice to meet you, Scott. And he looked like, and I looked like, and then my manager, he's like, Mr. Nasser. It's like, he's black, but he calling him Mr. Nasser. I'm not calling that nigga no Mr. Nasser. Name's Scott. If he wants to be called Mr. Nasser by me, he must call me Mr. McGee. I don't earn respect, bitch. You default that shit to me. If I gotta default it to you, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like, you feel me? I don't align with their power structure anymore. Bitch, I align with mine. And I'm gonna let you know that my power structure is gonna live and thrive equally well in yours. So I'm not on that Mr. Miss. No, fuck no. Call you by your first name if that's what you're calling me by mine. Oh, well, you're an assistant. I don't give a fuck. I'm a man. Ain't no different. I don't give a fuck how many more years he had on this earth or whatever the case may be, how long he's been running this shit like this. At the end of the day, if a motherfucker ran up and put a bullet to both of us, it's gonna end the same way. Here lies a motherfucker that couldn't stop a bullet. So miss me with that shit, but that's the power dynamic. And so I'm watching, I'm like, nigga, how you feel like that? And it's like, yo, so you can call him. And it's like, I will watch him. Like, we'll be sitting in meetings and shit. And then we had like an actual meeting with our town park team, with our actual valet team. And, the manager, I had gotten into a wreck that day. And I came in and I, text my district manager or whatever. I said, look, man, I just got in a wreck. I'll be there shortly. I'm okay. Just the bumper got fucked up. I'll be there in a second. So I get there and shit. And I tell them, and they know. So when I walk in, he was like, white dude. You feel me? He like, oh, wow. He said, all right. He said, glad you can make it or whatever the case may be. I said, yeah, I let him know that I was late or whatever. He said, you're not going to smile? I got into a wreck. The fuck I'm going to smile for? He was like, we're going to get you to smile. I was like, all right, whatever. So my own homeboy, he said, yo, man, you so wild, bro. I said, nah, what the fuck I'm going to smile for, bro? I just got into a wreck and I just told this stupid motherfucker I'm not feeling good. I'm not in a good space. I introduced myself, said my name. Let's keep the shit the fuck going. Ain't no shucking and jiving, smiling, all this shit. Oh, I got too wrecked. But no, bitch, my bumper's gone. The fuck you want me like, the fuck? Fuck out my face. You feel me? But that's the thing. When you assimilate into their power structure, it's about permission. How dare you talk to me like that? Bitch, how dare I not? As black men, we don't even realize oftentimes that we're not included in the power structure. And we have to align ourselves with a standard of power that's designed to hate us. What do you think? Look at what gets the most respect. Self-destruction. You feel me? And this is what I be telling black women. They be like, oh, the black. I'm like, y'all have assimilated to where y'all think just like white women and don't even know it. This is why you can yas your homeboy that, you know what I'm saying, that aligns with you. And it's like, but yet you give the straight black man a hard time. He has to. I heard this little chit chat. And dude was like, straight black dude can go up to a black woman and say, bitch, where you at? Who you calling a bitch? Shoot. Respectfully, I get it. A gay homeboy can say the same shit. Bitch, where you at? However the fuck they say that shit. y'all know how I go. Bitch, where the fuck you at? Sounded just like a female with it. And it's perfectly fine. Like, that person is no longer seen as a man in many regards. You feel me? But deeper than that, that person has aligned with the power structure that is allowed to have and be respected. You dig what I'm saying? So you can respect it more. But then I gotta be called toxic. My masculinity has to be toxic. It has to be frail. How do y'all think the So Frail conversation? So Frail as a whole, the conversations, the title of the book, all of that shit was sarcastic as fuck. It was a rebuttal to the bullshit. It was a rebuttal to the bullshit. Cause I knew once when, oh, here's a man talk, I'm gonna teach y'all what masculinity is. Y'all niggas think I'm about to be bashing my brothers to get some pussy. No, I've been getting pussy since pussy was pussy. Motherfucker. I was getting pussy when I was toxic. I didn't need to not be. I was getting pussy when I was toxic. I didn't have to be healthy to get the shit. So I have no reason to try to align with y'all. There was a lot of guys that was coming out the woodworks because a lot of them was popping on the shit. Yeah, man, you gotta eat. You gotta. They was catering to that woman's ego. I ain't give a fuck about no motherfucking woman's ego, man, because I was getting pussy when I didn't give a fuck about your ego. I was getting pussy. I was a part of the reason why y'all fucked up now. So what the fuck I gotta dumb that shit down for? I said, nah, but I'm gonna pimp this shit. Because this shows. Now look, let me show you, right? I'm gonna show you how power works. I'm gonna show you how this power structure works. I had to leverage this power structure to put So Frail into this world. And you probably walking with me where I'm going with this, right? The power structure is so interwoven that I had to align with the structure that made it look like I was against black men in order for motherfuckers to fuck with it. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? Black women that fucked with the book, the So Frail one, black women came at it crazy because they were like, "Oh, we get to see how the mind of a black man work." You gonna see? You gonna see? Because I'm gonna teach you some shit. I'm gonna make you look at them all different. I'm gonna make you look at the fact that we are not in power right now, and we are being emasculated because we cannot embody any of what I'm putting in here. But I'm gonna hook you in that shit. I'm gonna bait you with the shit. Because this power structure is designed to say that you only fuck with stuff that aligns with the power structure. And the power structure designed to kill black men. It's designed to destroy black men, demonize them, and talk bad about them. Why you think in the first chapter is So Frail? In the first chapter, So Frail 1, 2, and 3, I said again, this is not a means to demean or demoralize my brothers, because we are fucking brothers. But I had to get y'all to listen. I had to get y'all niggas to pay attention. So Frail. Masculinity. I said, So Frail a reality to the black male masculinity. And the power structure was so fucked up and my brothers were so aware of it. Some of them were like, you know what I mean? My masculinity straight. I ain't gonna read that book. Cool, bruh. But you're aligned with the power structure that hates you. I just hope you know that. That's all I wanted you to see. That's all I wanted you to see. But in that, I wanted you to see why that power structure hates you. I was just telling y'all this. I was saying that to truly know yourself, you have to know why your enemy hates you. When how I broke So Frail down from 1 to 3, right? And everything in between. So Frail conversations, all the shit like that emerged out of the shit. But in all that I was able to put out as far as So Frail goes and shit, like that's what they fear. That's what threatens their power structure. So when I ended So Frail 3 with noiriphobia, the fear of the black messiah, I had to tell you what a messiah was. They don't tell you that part. When J. Edgar Hoover, I think that was the nigga name. Yeah, when J. Edgar Hoover said, I fear the rise of a black messiah who can ignite the people. That's not what that nigga feared, bro. He feared the messiah, but he didn't know. Well, he didn't express it as the messiah. They made it seem like the messiah was one person. Nah, nigga. The Messiah is a point of ascension. They feared the day a motherfucker would ever reach that point. Because the motherfucker that reaches that point can finally accept their rejection. The motherfucker who can accept their rejection can accept their people. When you accept your people, you can reinvigorate your people to learn. I left the blueprint. It's not the blueprint that you follow me. I left the actual ways on how to have your own personal ascension. All you gotta do is read the fucking books. But you know what? Niggas don't read. Which is why I didn't write the book for niggas. So Frail was a reality to where I had to see the power structure. They want us to align with the power structure. Even our women don't even know that this is what they want. You simultaneously say you don't want the black man to act like the white man, but you want the black man to have the power that the white man permits him to have. What do you think he's going to have to act like? The standard of power is crazy, bro. It's worse than the standard of beauty. Standard of beauty can easily change. As black men, we had the capacity and the power to change. See, here's where it gets crazy. Because as black men, we have the capacity. I'm gonna get to that point. I'm jumping around because a lot of thoughts happen. As black men, we have the capacity to change the standard of beauty for our women. Our women don't have the capacity to change the standard of power for us. That's where the difference is. Literally, all we have to do is come out and say we love black women. And everybody comes out of the woodwork to reaffirm the standard. You feel what I'm saying? They're going to reaffirm that motherfucking standard. What are they gonna do? Oh, all women are beautiful. Bitch, I ain't say all women were ugly. I said this is what I prefer. Oh, why you gotta like I've had women literally tell me, I feel like you're limiting yourself. Cause I only date black women. Suck my dick. Like, I know you want to, but nah, I mean that, suck my dick if you think I'm me only fucking with black women is limiting myself. And so I had like literally this is a conversation I had with a woman before. And I don't know if it's because she was mixed or whatever, but I think her dad was black, her mom was white or some shit like that. But it's like as we were talking, she said, I feel like you're limiting yourself. I said, you think so? She said, yeah, because you never know. I kind of feel like she was, in the space to fuck with me or wanted to fuck with me and shit, but you disrespecting me. When you say you feel like I'm limiting myself, that says you're basically saying that my judgment is off. You feel me? But I was like, it is what it is. So she was like, I feel like you're limiting yourself and, you can, love has no, 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 no. Love definitely has color. I'm sorry. Love definitely has power to it. And love definitely can only be a certain power that I can assimilate with. She's like, you never know. You can find love. No, I can't. I can't. Off rip, if you can't relate to me, I can't love you. Off rip, if you can't understand my traumas and my pains, I can't love you. It's just that simple. And it's always going to be that simple. You feel what I'm saying? So I asked her, I said, would you say I'm a pretty decent person? She said, I think you're a great person. I said, you think, I'm intelligent. I'm all of these different things. She's like, yeah, you this, that, and the third. She said, I think it was like the word she was like, I'm impressed. She said, I'm impressed at your stature. Is it because I'm black that you're impressed with my stature? Because I don't fit what the power structure allowed. But I'm that motherfucker they permitted to be in this motherfucker. Like, so you is that what you're really saying? But it's like, as she's looking at it, it's like, yeah, you're a phenomenal person. You have empathy, you really care about people, you this, that, and the third, and all of this. And I was like, yeah, but I'm a black man. She was like, I get it, what are you saying? I said, let's add up all the factors right now. You just broke down that I'm such this phenomenal being, right? I was created and conceived. This being is a culmination of two black people. Not a black person and a Hispanic, not a black person and a Asian, not a black person and a Caucasian. Two black people came together to make my great ass. In order for me to create somebody as great as me, I have to do and I have to recreate. It's basic science. I have to recreate the process that made me. Only a black woman can do that. But this is what I'm saying. That's when you're not in the power structure. This is why it's like the pro-black shit. You can't be pro. Why do you think black people have an issue with pro-black people? Because pro-blackness doesn't fit within the power structure. I literally had to cut off an old childhood friend. And it won't really like we were friends still, but you feel me? We grew up together and shit. And it's like, you know how sometimes when you have, you know what I'm saying, like we was children. Like when I say children, like his mom used to babysit me and shit. But it's like I had to cut the nigga off. You feel me? He was white, but I had to cut the nigga off because it's like he says, how come you guys can say black power, but I can't say white power? Cause nigga, it's two totally different realities, homie. And that ties into my motherfucking point. When people say pro-black isn't anti-white, it is anti-white because pro-white is anti-black. That's why it's viewed that way. They know what they saying when they say pro-white. But see, you trying to be all-inclusive when you say pro-black. Nah. If pro-white is anti-black, that's why they say when you're pro-black, you're also anti-white. Oh, that's hell. No, nigga. What the fuck you mean white power stands for? White power. We want white power. And white power is at the subjugation of anything with color and anything that is black. Yeah, I'm not a person of color. I'm black, bro. And I know there's people who say, I'm not black. What landmass is black? Black is this, that. Cool. You entitled to your own shit, do your own thing. I view black, and it's all in semantics. It's all in how we play with our words and shit the best way. I view black as the encompassing of all. Put me on any landmass, I'm God, nigga. When they say creating the image made in the mold, there's nothing greater than that. I am the encompassing of the all. White is the absence of the all. Like, why do you think they purposely tell us that shit? They called themselves white people. We're not the ones who, think about this. We're not the ones who made these titles up. We are not the ones who made these titles up. We didn't call them white people first. They announced that they were white people, and they called us the black people. You feel me? But even when our cultures, and I get it, the Negritos and the Nigeria and all of this shit, why would it? Because they respected black as the encompassing of all, not as a color. Not as a color. It was the encompassing of all. So now when you are the encompassing of all, you know why everybody fucking hates you and why everybody want to keep you out their power structure. So fuck them. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck about your power structure. But I'm going to go into your power structure, take your shit, and come give it back to my people. Everybody want to talk about this masculine shit. And it's like, I be seeing some of the close motherfuckers that I used to vibe with. I be hearing women say shit like, I be hearing very women say, you know, I can't trust a man who calls women females, but he'll call a man a male. Like literally, it's like, wow. Because again, now it says, ties it back to the respect shit. Respect is the men, what love is the women. Our respect is granted through permission. Ain't no power. There's shit that we got to earn before we can get there. And then when we get there, it's like, I don't fuck with y'all because I have assimilated into the culture. I have fought so hard to get their respect and their permission. I can't fuck with y'all no more. I can't fuck with my own people. And this is not just like, this is everybody. Like, even like, I even watched it with the conscious community. They got to the point where it's like they reached a certain status and it's like, I can't fuck with y'all niggas no more. And I realized where the reality is coming in because there's motherfuckers I can't fuck with no more. And it has nothing to do with, oh, nigga, you got no, because I reached a point of self-love and self-actualization as being a black man that I can't fuck with anybody who desires to align with the power structures that's designed to kill me. Friend, family, foe, it don't matter. When you are in a position where you view life through that lens, where the power structure says, this is the only way you can fuck with me, I know what you're going to evolve into. You'll be my demise. Like, I tell people all the time, it's not black on black crime. They call it that shit so it looks like, no, nigga, this is Caucasian on black crime. You're Caucasian minded, so you're trying to assimilate into the power structure. That's like they taught us to hate women. They taught us they taught us all of the shit that we did not naturally do. We just enhanced it. We just multiplied it. We just because in trying to assimilate into their power, this is what I gotta do to be cool. I gotta disrespect my women. I gotta laugh at this. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And integration was so fucking poisonous for this very reason. Because these niggas thought they was gonna get some fucking power. You can only get the permission that the power structure allows you to have. Civil rights was permission. Wasn't no power structure in that. Civil rights was about permission. This is what permission we will allow you to have. And when we want to take that permission away, we can. We'll kill you. We'll do whatever the fuck we want to do. Lock you up. Y'all are fighting for permission. Y'all want us to because we're not giving up our power. You assimilate into our power structure and go fuck up your people, make them forget about shit. And now we're going to keep y'all divided because now it's like we're going to fuck with the ones who want to assimilate to us. That's why I'm so proud of myself for being able to stand 10 toes down at my podcast. It's the Profane Profanity. So many people, so many motherfuckers, and I can tell who's black and who's not, who's real, who's not. And I can tell by I can't get past the cussing. Why? It's not professional. No, it doesn't appeal to the permission of white people. I'm not looking for their permission. Fuck them. Fuck them. I'm not about behaving. Like I said, it goes down a totem pole. You behave a certain way so you can keep getting permission. So you think you can keep aligning with the power structure. Think about it. As soon as you fuck up, they throw you out. They throw you out that motherfucker to keep themselves in the power structure. Case in point, Mike Vick, we never heard the end of them fucking dogs. We still hearing about that shit to this motherfucking day. Brett Favre just embezzled and stole $5 million. Ain't nobody talking about that shit because he's in the power structure. He don't need permission to be in the power structure. He's in it. These were like the fight. I was just watching the joint with Ron Artest and them, or whatever the case may be. I already knew the fight. I was like, yo, this nigga threw a bottle at Ron Artest. Like, y'all didn't see that shit? They made it seem like it was Ron Artest, Jermaine O'Neal, and Steven Jackson. They made it seem like it was those three who were fighting, who just randomly just started fighting motherfuckers in the crowd. No. The NBA cracked down and they got the motherfucking when the NBA cracked down and shit, they got suspended or whatever the case may be. But then that's when the dress codes changed. That's when so many things. We are going to make sure that now look at how they dress now when they come down that motherfucker. Remember when AI used to get his hair braided and shit? They used to have the tees and the jerseys and the chains and shit. They can't wear none of that. Now these niggas are dressing like women. Because this is the power structure that we want you guys to be in. This is how, you don't see any flamboyant Caucasians and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see the shows with, you don't see any shows with transgender white people. Transgender white men. You don't see any shows like that. Where do you see them when they show themselves in transgender roles? What are they doing? Taking over women's sports. When we see us in transgender roles, what are we doing? Think about it. Because it's about power. It's about the standard of fucking power. My nigga. How can we as black men coexist within the standard of power that is designed to destroy us? And this shows you how. You feel me? It's not rocket science, y'all. It's not rocket science. A lot of motherfuckers just can't see because they don't want to open their eyes and look. Because it requires a lot. Because now, like I said, our women are fighting for a standard of beauty. Oh, you guys got, and y'all, and what we have to fight with them to make sure the standard of beauty is straight. They're not with us fighting for the standard of power, though. You know why? Because they're getting more power than us. Why? Because it allows and makes it easier for us to stay separated from them. We're going to keep black men away from black women. Now what's the narrative? Black women, you're just going to have to get you a white man. You're just going to have to get you a white man. You know why? Because we have already created the power structure and we know you want to be a part of it. That's why you're the most educated now. You're the most educated, your men are the most incarcerated. And we're both institutionalized. Sit with that. Sit with that shit, bro. Black women are the most educated. Black men are the most incarcerated. And we're both institutionalized. Because they're both institutions. Institutions that work well because of a systemized program that's designed to work. That's designed to maintain a power structure, but make sure that power structure doesn't include us in the motherfucker, right? So we can't even coexist with each other. We can't even work with each other, work together because the power structure is there. Black women can align with that power structure better than black men can because it's a subtle power structure. It's like, no, she's not with me because I'm white. She's with me because I'm more educated, because I graduated from this school and I have this degree and this accolade, and she aligns with that shit. She doesn't realize that this is a whole game and it's a power structure to make sure y'all two don't stay together. And those of y'all who do get together, we're going to make sure there's other things in place to make sure y'all don't stay together. Or y'all going to always be at odds. You know why? Because your inner reality is going to conflict with your outer reality. You're black on the inside. We know that. But you have to behave as a Caucasian in order to get the perks of this power. Permission. Nigga, the motherfucker permission. There's not many people that can do that. You feel me? There's not many people that can maneuver, stay in the game and do it. I'm watching people. You feel me? Oh, I got 8 degrees. I got this PhD, that, and the third. I see so many black women that got all of that shit and they gloat about it, not realizing that all of that time they put in getting those degrees made them pull harder and harder and farther away from their man. Away from the structure that, you know what I'm saying? Like integration made us see and try to align with their power structure. Segregation was so beautiful because when we thought that we could fuck with white people, we die. We left them the fuck alone and they made us fuck with each other. Once they broke that barrier, I could fuck with white people. Martin Luther King was the forefront of civil rights and cheated on Coretta with a white woman. Ain't that a bitch? Nigga. All of that shit is written right there. Because it's the standard of power. To this day, we still just want to assimilate with with the standard of power. That's why it's hard to accept their rejection. I want to be in the party. I want to be around. I want to fuck with y'all. I want to do what y'all do. And let us in. No, we're not letting you in because y'all ain't a part of this power structure. This power structure doesn't work if y'all are in here. Y'all have to stay out of it. So we got to make y'all fuck up the reality. You feel me? On Insecure, Molly, right? When she worked with the white people, just played a role. Shut the fuck up. Honored the permissions. But then as soon as she got into the black firm, she wanted to act like she was above them. Niggas right now will tell you that a PWI, a 4.0, niggas will tell you that a 4.0 to PWI is better than a 4.0 to HBCU. However, they tell you that when you're going to take like your state exams, like the Praxis and the GREs and all of these things, go to a Caucasian school because they give them easier tests. How so? If they give you an easier test, how can a 4.0 be better? Think about it. Sit with that. For any nigga, whoever said it, 4.0 to PWI is better. No, it's not, nigga. It's actually easier. As a nigga, it's a motherfucker who graduated from HBCU and participated in. I graduated from an HBCU with a bachelor's degree in forensic biology. We did the genetic analyzer, PCR. That's how I knew so much about COVID and the mRNA technology and shit. But we did genetic analyzer, PCR, all this DNA shit. I went to a master's program at Drexel University, a PWI. They didn't have shit on what I did. The core curriculum of the master's program had not exceeded anything higher than my first two, no, my sophomore year of undergrad. That's all intro shit. Intro to forensic science, basic shit. We ain't do no DNA. We ain't do shit. Man, I was so disrespected when I signed up, and I was like, one of my classes is a master student, right? Was basic science techniques, pipetting, measuring with the fucking the graduated cylinders and shit. I said, why in the fuck are we taking this? We want to make sure everybody's on the same level. Bitch, was that not what the interview was for? Was that not what the application was? That not what reading my degree was for? Bitch, I'm a forensic biologist. What the fuck do you think? You think I don't know how to pipette? You think I don't know how to measure in a graduated cylinder? You don't think I don't know what a fucking meniscus is? You don't think I know what this shit is? You got me in this basic ass motherfucking shit at the master's level because you're saying that. What are you really telling me? Y'all are trash. And this is a PWI. Fuckers. Motherfucker. I say I'm wasting my fucking money. He's trying to assimilate into a power structure that's designed to destroy you. And what makes it worse is that you're trying to assimilate into a power structure that's designed to destroy you. And that power structure doesn't even have a fourth, a third, a fucking 12th of the power that you naturally have. And that's the power you trying to assimilate to. Sit with that a moment, my nigga. It's not even a 12th of the power you have, but that's the power that you've been convinced that you have to align with to become powerful. I don't know what else to say about that shit. Why motherfuckers can't get it, I don't know. But that's what motherfuckers want to do. And don't forget to check out Cafe Clothing, formerly Just Scenes merch. Get all of your intricate designs crafted specifically for the melanated being to develop a positive imagery within self and to have a little bit of fun in the process. From the peace, love, knowledge, and freedom to the dead horses and water designs, all of the styles are crafted for the imagery to make you feel as you're supposed to feel. Because as I always say, the best way to fit in is to stand out. And what better way to stand out than with your exclusive styles from Cafe Clothing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. That got on me because it's like I hear women on and on about the power, the standard of beauty. Oh, the European standard, Caucasian this, Caucasian woman that, Caucasian that, this. Like, the standard of power is different. And I'm watching it on a whole different level. It's a whole different playing field for me now. I don't try to assimilate. I can't assimilate to their standard of power. I was like, yo, fuck y'all. I gotta leave this shit alone because I saw what it was doing to me. Just to be like, I never realized why I was encouraged so much to go to college as a kid. I never realized all of these things until I had to sit back and look in hindsight. You guys are equating assimilation to their power as success. You guys are creating the you know what I'm saying? Like, it's little shit. Like, wow. That's crazy. But it's big shit. It's not little shit. It's big shit because it's like, what does that tell us? Where does that put us? Where does that leave us as men? We on a brink of some very detrimental shit growing forward. All of the shit that they was trying to do, it worked. I ain't even gonna hold you. It worked like a charm. Bro. We finally figured out what it is that we have to do to get assimilated into their power structure. And that's all we do. We behave according to that. You feel me? We look at the D-Ways kids and all of the shit. Why are they putting them on the floor? Like, you don't see any, like, How come you've never seen any 12-year-old transgender boy? Again, it goes back to what I was saying. You see them dominating sports. You see their transgender women or some men. Which way it go? Like transgender men. This one is one. No, no. You see their transgender women dominating sports. That's all you see. Like literally since Bruce Jenner was like when that whole shit like, but what do you see ours doing? Painting their nails. You feel me? Having, girls' nights and shit, sleepovers with the girls and all of this shit. Like, y'all I don't know what to tell y'all no more, bro. I'm exhausted. Like, I'm really tired of this fight. I'm really tired of this fight. Like, it's so much that I was cool with the fight when I was just fighting them. But I had to fight my people. I had to fight my sisters. That hurts. I'm not even gonna hold you. That really hurts my feelings. Because I get it, oh, you telling me shit like, oh, you one of the different ones you see all sides and shit, but like y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Y'all hate us. We hate y'all. Cause that's how the power structure is designed to work. We cannot assimilate into that power until we program in and we stop fucking with each other. We ruthless with it. We ruthless with it. Even with my brothers and shit, we still carry that mentality of, you feel me? That's why when you look at the space right now, it's like, who's dropping knowledge, bro? Collectively, like really sit with it. In the podcast space, who is in our demographic, who is in our pocket, our age body is dropping knowledge? Nobody. It's done. The conscious area gone. Dr. Umar ain't doing it no more. He just find a nigga suspicious. I'm fucking with y'all. But real shit. It's like the power structure is like, yo, you have to align with it. And if you can't, you still have to, in order to be quote unquote successful, that they've already defined how success looks. You feel me? This is one of the reasons why I push myself and my mind and my soul and everything about me to the level that I pushed it to. Because I want motherfuckers to realize that I do not assimilate into their power structure because I have more power than them. My shit's intimidating. My intelligence is intimidating. I know it is. It's inspiring too, but it's largely intimidating. I know so many. And it's crazy because in assimilating into the power structure and shit like that, a lot of women assume I'm incompetent. I ain't even gonna say a lot, because I can only interact with women that are on a certain frequency, certain level and shit. But I don't come at them like I'm on that level. I don't even let them know. But it's like, yo, baby girl, you ain't paid attention to the fact that I've been keeping up with you this whole time and I don't have to act like I'm keeping up with you. And it's, oh, men are intimidated by me because this, that, and third. No. You think men are intimidated by you because you hold that same arrogant standard that Caucasian women hold. So that makes you think men are incompetent. Specifically black men, because although you want one, you know that the power structure did not give you the permission to interact with a black man who can't have any power, but you still want power. So now you have your degrees and you think you have to have a man who's going to be up there too, because that's going to be the man that's going to be on that space. But y'all two don't even like each other because of the way the power structure works in y'all quest to get up that high. No funny shit. I'm not trying to be funny. And I mean this wholeheartedly. And I don't want this to come off like no Kevin Samuel shit. But the more degrees that a black woman has, the higher her odds of being single. I ain't even gonna say single. Hold up. Let me rephrase that. The more degrees that a black woman has, the lower her odds for being with a black man. The more degrees that a black man has, the lower his odds for being with a black woman. I'm not saying that black men and black women don't coexist when they're highly decorated with degrees. I'm saying, statistically speaking, I don't know the statistics. I ain't even gonna say statistically, vibrationally speaking, and Observationally speaking, the more degrees that we have, the less likely we are to end up with each other. That speaks volumes to the standard of power. It worked. It fucking worked. Like a charm. Like a fucking charm. I know women right now that's like got 3 or 4 PhDs and shit, can't function with a black man because they think he's acting like a white woman. Men on the same level, they cannot fuck with black women because they think like a white dude, because they have finally aligned and worked as hard as they could to achieve all that they can to, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. When I realized this shit was just all bullshit and it can all be fixed if it's broken, I walked away. Because while everybody's like, oh, you could have been this, that, and the third, I would have lost myself trying to have the permission to align with their power. I could just embrace my own power. Fuck their power. I accepted their rejection. I don't give a fuck about their power. This was like in the liberation of myself. Like I said, this is why I talk about analysis and deconstruction. It's why I talk like what I did with mastering the market. No Caucasian could have done. It just wasn't gonna happen. But when you tell me that that's the standard of power and I've completely surpassed that, what does that mean about my power? How are they the barometer for where my power should be? It's not. It just shouldn't happen. But that's my thing. That's what it is for me. I'm big on that full context and that full reality of I can't do it no more. I'm done. Like I'm tired of fighting it. Like relationships are hard because of that simple dynamic. Shit get frustrating because it's like as a man I have to understand that I'm playing in a realm of power. You feel me? Like I said, the sister's like, oh, they worried about a standard of beauty. This, I gotta have this, I gotta have that. No, that beauty shit's retarded. It ain't retarded. I'm with it. Like, I mean, y'all got valid points in the argument, but we gotta battle with a position. We gotta battle with the standard of power. When everything wants to oppress us still. We can't get any power. We can't, and then even with the permission that they give us, it's still within, you still got to be a consumer. You can't be a producer in a space. You have to literally cheat to break through the code. Find a way to break through it without their way, so that way they can't have any. That's why I had to do what I had to do. A lot of people can't see it. A lot of people can't appreciate it. I don't care. I started to see that there's a standard of power that I'll never be a part of. No matter what I do, no matter how good my grades are, no matter what it is, I'm still a nigga. So therefore, I'm still going to be what the power structure is designed to be against. And that's where we at. But I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I'm getting sleepy and shit, bro. For real. And I don't want to go to sleep on y'all. I'm really sleepy. But go kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables. And our sons. Our son, I don't have anything to say for that. I've never been speechless at this part. I don't even have anything to any kind of nugget to give to say how you can prepare or how we can. I don't know, y'all. I don't know if this standard of power is something that we can fight. And maybe I'm just defeated in the moment right now because, I just finished the episode and like I'm, dealing with the energy that's tied to this, but I really don't know. I have absolutely nothing that I can draw on to say to impart on to our boys. I don't. So go kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables and See y'all all on the next one, y'all. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom. I'm out.